Well, my boy, think about your health for a moment. Do you leave everything up to the doctor? No, of course not. If you drink too much, you know what to do, right? If you think you're catching a cold, you decide to have a nice hot bath, take some medicine and go to bed early, right? In other words, you use your own judgment about the maintenance of your body. You understand your body condition better than anybody else. When it comes to your work, you should know about the machines you work with better than anybody else too, and try to keep them in a good working condition all the time. That's your job, right? It's a matter of communication between you and your machine.
Yeah, but machines don't talk, do they?
That's the point. That's why you should understand your equipment better. By the way, how are your machines today,
Well, let's face it. Our job is just to produce things, right?
Yeah, but we don't know much about the machines.
But that's okay, isn't it?
Includes everybody. TPM is like equipment health control. Everyone's responsible for the health of their own machine, just like you worry about your own health. Maintenance staff are more like doctors, you see. They can't look after everything, can they? But if we say the machine is their job, I'm only an operator, we'll never get anywhere.
But those guys tell us, don't mess around with the equipment. You'll only make matters worse.
That's why you need to know more, so they know you know what you're doing. We should try to do maintenance ourselves.
And make life easier for them?
No, they have specialized stuff to do. It's not an easy job. Anyway, the more we know, the quicker we can see problems coming.
Oh, all this stuff about studying the machines. It's a lot of hot air. What it takes is experience and sense. But you young guys will never understand.
You can't rely on just experience and sense.
You don't think they mean anything, huh?
No, of course I don't mean that.
Look, for 40 years, they've called me king of the lathe. Are you trying to put me down or something?
Don't take it personally.
Well, I guess I haven't got any sense at all.
I know what you mean. I'm the same. But if you haven't got experience or sense...
What that means is you ain't a pro yet. That's what it means.
What do you mean by that?
Cool it, guys, cool it, cool it.
Yes, gentlemen, do cool down. The point is that it's too late once you get a breakdown or produce defective products. When we suspect they might happen, that's the time we need to find abnormalities.
You mean that's possible if we fully understand the equipment? We just have to find abnormalities?
No, no, no. As early as possible, you need to do something about abnormalities to get the machine back to normal.
What happens if we can't fix it ourselves?
Well, that's when you have to report to your boss or call in the maintenance people.
Hey, boss, there's something wrong here.
That's not how to do it. Vague reports are no good. You have to report the abnormality clearly. At least, you must learn how to report properly.
Yeah, but after many years in the job, sometimes you just know when things are wrong.
Well, yes, that's true. But the trouble is, everyone senses things differently. So we have to establish specific standards for every part of the equipment, and then try to detect abnormalities based on those standards. You see?
But who's going to decide the standards?
All of you are, of course. You all need that ability. Of course, you can leave regular inspection up to the maintenance team, but you've got to get into the habit of doing daily checks yourselves as well. The standards will make checking easier, I can assure you. The efficient operator will understand the structure and functions of the equipment fully, be able to find abnormalities quickly, do something about them, and keep the machines in proper working order all the time. That's really what it's all about, you know. But enough of my advice. You need to get on with it. Let's look at some real examples of what I've been talking about.
Let's take a look at education and training techniques at some more plants which have received PM awards. At all of these plants, enthusiastic training of operators is a noticeable feature. For example, this plant emphasizes the 5 pledges of autonomous maintenance. They have excellent results here, finding equipment abnormalities, stressing the fact that operators should be able to do minor repairs themselves. In other words, autonomous maintenance. Of course, each factory has its own educational methods. But the training tends to be very similar with regard to certain basic techniques which must be stressed in the early stages, such as the tightening of bolts. This particular training session is demonstrating the relationship between the amount of grease and temperature. The situation here used to be like this. If anything was broken, you would ask the maintenance staff to fix it. Ordinary operators simply used the machines and all repairs were handled by the production control department. But there was a gradual change of attitude with an increase in general technical knowledge. Everyone found they could easily deal with small problems themselves, and working together, they have gradually eradicated them. At first, there were standard technique study classes. For example, some workers couldn't deal with welding, so they were given lessons in which they could practice and increase their skills.